heavy tanks doing heavy things. That's what we're going to watch today, guys, with Shaknu from the Nevo clan. Shout out to you guys in his IS-7. Look at the lineup here, guys. Two heavy. Both teams have a 60 TP. Two 60 TPs on this game, a 60 TP and an AMX M4. That's okay. BZ versus an Object 277. Okay, and the next one, he's an IS-7, and the enemy team has an Object 2790. Ooh. It's his job to deal with the Object 2790. Who else is going to do it? That's what he left in the caption when he loaded this replay. He said, I handled the Object 2790 like a boss. And we're going to get a display here, guys, because look at this IS-7 turret. Do not underestimate the IS-7 turret. Just, it's a beast, isn't it? The IS-7? An IS-7 in a hull-down position is a beast. An Object 2790 in a hull-down position. Let's see. Ooh, armor not penetrated. Damn, that's the story of my life against the Object 2790. Yes, it has some weak spots. The front plate, if you can get it at certain angles, unless the Object 2790 is smart enough to climb up on the rock and elevate himself, because there's no lower plate on the Object 2790. I know the gun's been nerfed and stuff, but look at this tiny weak spot. Yes, 568, and the IS-7 wiggles his turret and just wiggles his gun and shows his turret and bounces 1,000. The Foch bounces on him. Look at it. Boom! Oh, armor not patched. Not pixel, Yuri. Little pixel. Other pixel. And he bounces. Look at this. Oh, let's watch. He aims. And this Object 2790 is not doing it right. He's not doing it right. He's allowing him to be hit. Look at this. This is all they've got to shoot at. This IS-7 is a beast. Look at that. Aim. Oh, okay. Shot deviates a little bit. You're not going to pen the Object 2790. Look at the object. He's shooting HE now at him and doing 0. So Super Conqueror shooting premium at him. The Object 2790 is shooting 46 damage with HE. The Foch, they're all shooting at him, guys. Oh, he missed. And some of you are probably asking, where are you? Well, I told you yesterday, I'm at the cabin in the woods, guys. The cabin in the woods. The fall location, because fall fishing is just beautiful. That one did not hit the cupola. Eastern slopes of the Rocky Mountains, the beautiful streams flowing through the valleys, filled with cutthroat trout. Ooh, what a beautiful shot, and he's happy. Wiggles his gun again. And see, this Object 2790 is not doing it right. The little pixel cupola is visible. What he has to do is climb up on that rock and put the angle on so that it's not, so he can't hit it. There's some people that have Object 2790s that aren't so good, right? They ain't so good. And get it. Yes, he does it again. Oh, he is owning. It's beautiful to see. Beautiful to see. He is owning this Object 2790. Owning him. Put a shot in the... Oh, armor not penetrated. Interesting. Maybe I'll put a little clip, guys, of the scenery here. I usually spend some time here in the fall. You guys have seen me post some videos of this location. You know, on my other channel, sitting by the fire pit. And maybe I'll do a little 15, 20 second of the mountain stream and the rivers and the trees. And you want to see that or not? Say yes or no. Okay, you don't want to see it? Fine. Now, look, the Object 2790 has learned his lesson after losing almost all his HP. You see that? He comes down and shoots and comes up. There. That's what you got to do with Object 2790. Now, he can shoot the tracks. There's no lower plate. It'll just be critical hit if he shoots the tracks. He'll bounce on the upper plate, and he can't see the cupola. There you go. Perfect. We've learned something. And now when the guy goes down, the cupola is visible, but only for a second. You see that? I haven't paused the video. This Object 2790 is finally learned. Maybe he's used to, most Object 2790 drivers, and 90% of the people you face are Muppets that don't know. Oh. And you don't have to worry about it, right? Just They bounce anyway because people. But versus a good player, like this IS-7 is a good player, he is aiming. That is beautiful, guys. We have to clap. Clap for the wolf man. He gonna make it. Kill steal. This IS-7 owned the Object 2790. Look, he's bounced 15,060 damage himself. And he's done, just before that shot, 2,500 damage, 25 and a bit, 2,513 or whatever it was. All on the object he focused, the one tank on the enemy team that he needed to focus. And guys, you know, we're starting the quality. You guys hopefully are going to enjoy like the quality of some of these games that I'm showing you, because I don't think you'd see this kind of thing on a lot of the other channels. Because at the end of the day, at the end of this game, it's not going to be a super Unicom, super amazing result. Oh, let's look at his turret there. Look at that. Look at all the bouncing there. Because let's face it, like WN8 post game stats. You know, when you sort things and search things, this game's all the reward is all about XP. It's all about how much damage you do. And he's not going to end up with 14,000 damage and 11 kills. But I propose to you guys that him focusing that Object 2790 and occupying the Object 2790 for the whole game, he took the Object 2790's gun out of the game and he single-handedly took him out. Now, he could have maybe went, because some players would say, oh, there's an Object 2790 on the enemy team. If I go to the choke point here, I have to fight him. I'm scared. And then he could have, like some players would, you know, people that are worried about the WN8, would have said, well, I'm not going there. I'll go to the HJK line in the south and fight all the medium tanks. And maybe he could have done that, fought all the medium tanks in the south, and you know, racked up 6,000-7,000 damage. Much easier, and maybe lost the game, and he would end up with a higher WN8. Oh, I'm a Unicom. I've got a higher WN8, right? But no, this guy said, no, I'm the IS-7. I'm looking at the matchup. There's a bunch of heavy tanks. It looks like I have to deal. I've got the strongest turret. It looks like I have to deal with the Object 2790, and he knew how to deal with them. Ooh, armor not penetrated. That was surprising. And he knew how to deal with them, and he dealt with them, and he put his big boy pants on, and he went and fought with the big boys. Right? He did it. At that time it went through. And I think that's 80% of the reason they won this game. If he didn't go to this choke point, maybe that Object 2790 would have just churned through everyone in this choke point and run away with victory. But he did not, because our hero here, Shaknu, just leave some comments in the comment section and congratulate him on his effort there. Send him a message, let him know he's been featured on Klaus's channel. I think his game was superb. We've got a lesson there of how to fight, especially over versus a really good tank. Patience, focus, patience especially. Don't just surge forward. Hide your weak spots. And now look, he's getting rewarded. There's the Muppet simpleton that allows himself to be farmed at the end because he's given up or disconnected. So he got some free damage. Yes. Huh? Was it? Guys? He's only going to end up with 5,647 damage, you know. That's a dime a dozen for an IS-7. Not usually get featured for doing that. But this guy deserved to be featured. Now look at this. He ends up with 15,060 blocked, right? Look at the Object 2790 on the enemy. It did 46 damage by taking that one HE shot at him. The Object 2790 fired 23 shots, hit 18, pen 0. He owned this Object 2790. those 23 shots, if they went against any of his other teammates, this may have been a loss. That's a heavy tank's job, right, guys? Is to go in there and take the hits. Please don't let me alone at City, says, I don't know how to pronounce his name, from the TCB clan. He is Type 5 heavy. And he said, don't let me alone in the city. He raises his gun barrel and heads out. And he is obviously going to put himself in harm's way and do what a heavy tank should. And let's see if his team responds while he's bouncing shots, wins the game. Now this is a little bit different, right? Because the game is subtle, and what you should do in any different given game is subtly different. Because in the previous game, the IS-7, I think, did that superbly, and his job was to go to the choke point and fight the heavy tank, and he single-handedly, I think, won that game. Now in this game, the Type 5 heavy, yeah, he has to go to the city here and fight the heavy tanks, obviously. But he's top tier. He's top. He's fighting tier 8s. The enemy counterpart is an E-100. But he's the big boy. So he has to bounce, he has to use his armor and his HP and bounce shots, but I think he has to do damage as well. In this particular case, just bouncing may not be enough. If this was a full tier 10 game, that'd be different. You see what I'm trying to say? Let's watch this game. Let's watch this game. And let's see where his teammates have gone. Look at the mini-map. Let's make it bigger. You see the defender, and his teammates have moved up more aggressively. He stopped at this corner and side-scraped, but those guys over there, the defender, let's just watch his shots here, have moved into that center position just to his right, and they're fighting the enemies. They've moved up more. Now he's going to get a good shot here. There you go. Nice. And he's bouncing shots from tanks that are in flanking positions. The M103 and the ST1. Oh, here comes the E100. Oh, he takes a shot on there. That's good. Oh, the E100. Oh boy. Let's see how much he ends up bouncing. Now he is facing the E100 directly, which is good. And he's in a good spot here because this sandbag or whatever is protecting that little. Oh, takes up the T9. That's a big takeoff. Okay, now maybe I'm wrong. I'm just watching the battle unfold here, and it was my opinion early on that if he went where his defender and his teammates, look at them on the mini-map, if he went with them, they might have been able to smash through there and win this little building here, the ruins or the building or whatever. But now he's like exchanging bounces. He's not going to pen the ST1's turret, and he's bounced 10,000 damage. But I would argue that some of the damage that he's bouncing is from enemy tanks that are in flanking positions that probably wouldn't have been that effective anyway. You see what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to spin the story here that the damage that the IS-7 blocked in the previous game and the position he took led to victory. And in this case, this guy's going to block almost as much damage. He's going to do some damage. But I'm thinking the position he took is not as important to ensure victory. But he is handling single-handedly the E100, so we got to give him credit. It's a subtle observation. Let me know what you guys think. But I thought at the beginning that if he went with his team, the defense, and he took up the E100, so that's beautiful. But you notice his team withered to his right. If he would have went with his team here and barged up here and actually took control of this central area, then these guys in the flank there that are shooting him, the M103, the ST1, the TNH 105 1000, they would have probably just sat there and not been very effective. And he types in chat, 1500 blocked and my team loses. Enemies are shooting only at me. And he's frustrated, right? He's frustrated, guys. What the fuck are you doing? He says to his team. I might have to post that. Is my head in the way of the chat? He's pissed off. And he's going on a rampage now, insulting everyone. Useless as hell. He won't stop. He's going crazy here. Let's go to the post-game stats and look at the mini-map here before we go to the post-game stats. I'm saying that if he would have went in here, look, I'm pointing at the mini-map, in the thick of things, not where he was up here. Look, where he went up the outside, and he was open to all this flanking fire from those guys, which eventually killed him. And the E-100 noticed he was there and went to face him. But if he would have went in the middle here, right here, where his team is losing now, followed his defender, maybe he could have smashed through all of these guys and taken over this whole central area. Once you have this whole central area, then you can deal with those, you got teammates here and here, you can deal with those flankers much more easily. And once you control that, you kind of go on to victory. But let's look at the post-game stats. And let me know what you guys think. It's a defeat. The poor guy loses. You know, he ends up being on top on his team, and he ended up blocking 14,800 damage, which is pretty damn good. The E-100 on the enemy team, he outplayed the E-100. He outplayed his counterpart. But in my opinion, I think that was a situation of the damage you blocked wasn't as important as the damage that the IS-7 blocked in the previous game. Okay? Your good result wasn't as important as the IS-7's good result, even though they were similar in numbers. That's why when you just look at the numbers tell one story, but watching the game tells a different story, right? Let me know what you guys think. Respectfully, you tried your best, buddy, from the TCB clan. You had and you got frustrated at the end because you hoped that you could win that. But I think that the IS-7 had the better idea. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section. Hey, subscribe to the channel, help the channel keep growing, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.